So now I'm going to talk about adding lettering or monogramming. So I'm going to select one of the fonts, and I want to select one that has some thickness to the letters. So I'm going to go for number 1, and let's type in B. Actually, I'm just going to stop at B. Now it's come up with a suggestion for using just the small one, but I'm going to be adding, because I'm going to be adding letters to this because I want you to be able to see the difference in the type of stitching. So I'm going to change this to a medium. Let's go oval. Okay. We want to change the size of our motif. Let's go up. We say approximately 20% larger. So that's good. Now we're going to duplicate this design. So I'm going to duplicate it once and twice. So now I have 3 Bs or 3 layers. So what I want to do is I want to align them so instead of being vertical, they're going to be horizontal. There we go. So I'm going to center these. So let's go to the layer, which is the very bottom layer where I have all 3 of them. And I want to center those. Go. So we're going to work on this B on the far left. And we're going to change this density. In the previous video, I was talking about the density of your satin stitches. So here's where we're going to change it. So let's go into our density icon. And we're going to alter the density to 40%. So if you notice that if you hold it down, it will go up faster or go down faster, as opposed to hitting it one at a time. Okay, so let's take the right one and we're going to change that density as well, and we're going to make it 160%. So I'm just going to hold that down. So just to recap, my first B on the left, I made the density down to 40%. The middle one is the standard density, and the right-hand one is at 160%. So let's zoom into here and see what it looks like. Now you can see, because I made the density less, you can actually see, let's go a bit bigger here, you can see the gaps in the stitching. So I've made the density less, therefore the background fabric or the embroidery fabric will show through. Okay, let's go. So here's my standard one. I've made no changes to it. And here's the one where I increased it. So when I really magnify in on this, let's go out a bit, you can see that it is very thick. The satin stitch is really, really thick. This would be challenging to stitch out because it's so dense. I could also change this to step stitching. So let's go over here. This is my 40%. Let's go back into here and let's turn on. I'm just going to make this a little smaller so you can see. Let's put it to a 2 millimeters. There. Now you can see the step stitching. You can see the stitch and another stitch, stitch, stitch. So you can really see the step stitching, as opposed to, let me go back out, go to your standard one now. You can see it's just a straight zigzag. So the little dots here show you where it's going down into the fabric, and it's straight over, straight over. Let's go back out. Okay, so there you go. You've seen a really good example of increasing density, decreasing it, step stitching, and satin stitches on how they actually look on your display.